2018 Jaguar XJR575 first drive, better than an S63, but not as good. What you see in the 2018 Jaguar XJR575 is pretty much what you get. This full-size sedan is Jaguar's next performance icon, bookending the brand's lineup at the opposite end of the size spectrum from the F-Type SVR coupe and roadster, settling into territory currently occupied by the Audi RS7, BMW Alpina B7 and Mercedes S63 AMG. There's nothing complicated about the things that separate the XJR575 from its more courteous XJ brethren, either. As it is with factory-tuned hot rods like the S63, et al., the 575 adds horsepower, more aggressive suspension tuning and a bolder, dare we say racier, finish. The long-wheelbase XJR575 is not, officially, a product of Jaguar Land Rover's special vehicle operations, which since its establishment in 2014 has turned out production models like the F-Type SVR and Range Rover SVRs and SVAs. Still, its 5.0-liter supercharged Gen 3 AJ-V8 is essentially identical to that in the F-Type SVR, generating 575 peak HP, bingo, and a maximum 517 pounds-to-foot of torque. That's 50 horsepower and 15 pounds-to-foot more than last year's XJR and 105 horsepower and 93 pounds-to-foot more than Jaguar's standard, V8-powered XJL supercharged. This XJ gets the ZF-sourced, 8-speed torque converter automatic that's used across Jaguar's lineup, purpose-tuned for the 575, and an electronically managed active differential. Its coil springs are firmer than those in the XJL supercharged, and peak damping rates in Jaguar's adaptive dynamics variable rate shocks are higher. All told, the performance enhancements in the XJR575 make for one screaming land yacht. Jaguar reports a 0 to 60 miles per hour time of 4.2 seconds and top speed of 186 miles per hour. The 575 looks the part. Its mesh grille, lower air intakes and front splitter are gloss black, and its side sills are stretched outward. There's a subtle but obvious spoiler at the trailing edge of the rear deck and two SVO colors satin chorus gray and velocity blue, reserved exclusively for the 575. Its brake calipers are bright red, and visible through 20-inch gloss black, split-spoke wheels wrapped with staggered width, washer-profile Pirelli P0s. There are also some updates that apply across the XJ line, including a larger, tablet-style touchscreen inside, 10 inches diagonally versus 8, a revised motor-assisted steering rack and stereo cameras pointed forward from the back of the rear-view mirror. The cameras and electric power steering enable a range of new safety technologies like lane keep assist and lane departure warning with active steering intervention, traffic sign recognition and park-assist electronics for both parallel and perpendicular parking. Of course, the new drive assistants apply only to rear-drive XJs. Those with all-wheel drive continue with the conventional hydraulic power steering pump they've used since the car was introduced for 2009, as their front differential leaves insufficient space for the rack-mounted steering motor. The XJR575 should be available across the United States and Canada before the end of 2017, starting at $122,400 before the $995 destination charge. That's $26,000 more than the 470 horsepower XJL supercharged, but $25,000 less than a 603 horsepower, turbocharged Mercedes S63. Given its engine, colors and general finish, it's not precisely clear why the 575 isn't an official SVR from SVO, but that means at least one thing: there's still room in the XJ line for an even more powerful SVR. Meantime, and into the summer of 2018, the XJR575 will remain Jaguar's most potent sedan. Sometime before the fall, SVO is expected to release the first of 300 compacts Project 8s with an anticipated 600 horsepower. Execution. Performance upgrades to this stately XJ sedan certainly deliver the desired effect. The XJR575 might be the liveliest full-sized, factory-tuned sedan money can buy. Under an onslaught of new combinations in the marketplace, Jaguar's AJV8/ZF powertrain doesn't feel as perfect as it once did. Yet it feels a lot better than the supercharged, 3.0-liter V6 installed in lower-rung and AWD XJs, and in the mid-sized XF sedan, and that's not only because it's a V8 with more power. The V8 feels freer, or maybe less bound up. It feels more productive. The 8-speed automatic is more precisely harmonized in the 575, with a better kickdown rate and crisper manual shifts. The exhaust note is louder, yes, but it's less annoying and positively symphonic at full throttle compared to the V6 and not as boomingly aggressive as what you'll hear in the F-Type SVR. The deeper burble makes the 575's start-stop operation more intrusive, but that you can turn off. In general, this powertrain is the most aesthetically pleasing in Jaguar's line. And it's mighty powerful. Just wait until your passenger asks what that red 575 in the middle of the dash means. You'll explain with muscle car grade sprints off the line, or stomach squeezing jabs at the gas from 50, or a load of usable torque that means ever more speed no matter how fast you're already going when you jam it. The 575 is plenty quick, especially as 2-ton sedans approaching 18 feet in length go. But it's important in the public interest to note that it's not going to be the quickest in its class. We're confident that the revised 2018 megabytes S63, sampled in similar circumstances about 6 weeks prior, is measurably quicker to 60, maybe 3 or 4 tenths quicker, even if we aren't sure why. The 575's power-to-weight ratio is nearly 10% better. The best explanation might be the extra ratio in the Mercedes 9-speed, or its clutch-operated engagement, or the distribution of grip from its all-wheel drive. Or a combination of the three. We are also confident that, on the right sort of roads in the right weather, you're probably not going to care much that the 575 is a hair slower off the line. The 575 and S63 are both big, very fast and as stable as half-dome at triple-digit speeds. Both generate maximum lateral grip that's almost obscene in sedans of their size. On one hand the differences are subtle, and not easily conveyed in print. On the other they're quite obvious. The simplest way to say it? It feels like the XJR575 is carrying the lighter load. It is, of course. Based on manufacturer's curb weights, the aluminum-intensive 575 is 600–700 pounds lighter than the S63, which is all loaded down with all-wheel drive and full air suspension. But the difference is more than that, and it might start with the springing, or maybe the 575's steel coils in front. The Jag's steering is lighter, too, and that by itself is not always a good thing. Yet the 575 steering tips in with more assurance, and leans it into its suspension with unmistakable confidence. It's more willing to alter its direction than the S63 and maybe more dexterous, with less weight shifting side to side or fore-aft. The 575 more deftly belies its heft and makes it easier for its driver to be smooth. It's a clear contender for best driving large sedan, or maybe most dynamic large sedan. In the 575, it feels like there's more reward trying to hustle down a twisting mountain road. That would be a smooth, dry, southern European mountain road. It isn't clear what kind of payment the 575 will extract on an Allegheny mountain road, or heading north from Milwaukee on I-43. Those low-profile pileless will take a toll, but the adaptive shocks and wide range of damping rates could minimize the jitters. We'd guess that ride quality will matter at least as much to some buyers as the 575's glorious lightness. Rear occupants enjoy more than 3 feet of legroom. Everyone inside enjoys rich, satisfying textures, and they'll notice the quilted leather, embroidered logos and door tread plates that identify this XJ as a 500.